That's the typical. My grandma lives in the city where Tajimaal is, and I've been there so many times, so I'm just like, you know.
안녕하세요.
नमस्ते, मैं अपूर्वा हूँ और मैं हिंदुस्तान से आई हुई हूँ. मैं UST पे इंटर्नशिप कर रही हूँ.
मेरा नाम अहमद शऊर है और मैं पाकिस्तान से ताल्लुक़ रखता हूँ. यहाँ पे मैं कोरिया में UST में मास्टर्स डिग्री कर रहा हूँ.
Bonġunis, nisimni Karl, jien niġi minn Malta u qed naħdem South Korea għal xahri fuq internship ma' UST.
मेरा नाम ज़ेहम है और मेरा ताल्लुक़ पाकिस्तान से है और मैं यहाँ UST में PhD कर रहा हूँ.
Abatwa mwenamba Ramsiza yenze Martin the UST Lipo internship.
So, would you introduce your country's daily meal?
Normally in our country we really like bread. We are really bread people. We don't eat rice so much. We have different type of curries like chicken curry, lamb, meats, all different kind of meats, vegetables, all different kind of lentils. Like those are really famous. We always eat it with either bread or rice. We also have food which we cook slowly in like steamed foods, which is cooked over a long period of time, like especially lamb. It's called dambucht. It's one of the most famous traditional food in Pakistan, and it's really delicious. So if you go to Pakistan, you must try dambucht because that is really great food.
In Malta, we're a small country that's very influenced by other Mediterranean countries around the sea. So we have a lot of Italian food, a lot of Spanish food, a lot of Greek food. So traditional Maltese food is harder to come by, yet it's still quite nice. We have jbena, which is a dried goat cheese that we love to eat. We also have pastizzi, which are a type of savory cheesecake, which is basically a pastry filled with cheese that has been deep fried, you know, really nice.
So in Uganda we, aside from the north, because they don't really have this kind of food, but for the south and the east and west they have this matoke, which most foreigners call bananas, but they are not really the sweet bananas. The people from South America know it because they have the plantain. So it's like this, and if it's not this, so in the north they have ugali, which whoever has been to East Africa knows ugali is from like corn flour. Yeah, so these are like the main food.
So, the weather in your country?
If you go like from north side to the south side, it gets cold to very hot. So from the north side it can be up to like minus 30 something over the mountains, and then actually both of our cities is very close, and the temperature range is kind of similar to Korea. So it's a bit towards the hot side, so we can say like the hot side goes towards 40 degrees centigrade and the colder side goes towards 5-6 degrees centigrade in winters. So it's pretty much similar to Korea.
So again, India is a huge place, so you can get all sort of temperatures all over the country. But where I live, like summers can go up to 43. This summer was 43, but now because of the monsoon season, it's gone down to around 23, 22, which is very pleasant, And I think winters can go down to 18 degrees. So, but that's the least.
Malta is pretty small, 27 kilometers end to end, so there's no variation in weather. It's all the same. We are quite close to the equator, so we have similar to, let's say, a tropical kind of weather. Even in the recent years, it's definitely more. We have mild winters where it would go down to 10 degrees minimum, but then we have very hot summers where mid 40s to high 40s is common for us. So you usually see us on a beach with a nice cold beer, relaxing and trying to keep away out of the heat.
So for Uganda, like I said, For the north, because they are far away from the equator, it's going to be above 40 when it's really hot. And when it comes down, they're in their 20s, and really minimum should be around 18. Where I come from, and the capital should be 16 minimum, and maximum in the capital these days, because of global warming, it really goes really high, can reach 35. But when it's normal, it's supposed to be around 26, 28. Yeah, surprising, right? People think, actually, people who I talk to, when you talk about weather in this sense, they're like, really, this happens in Africa? But yeah, it's really moderate, especially around the capital city.
It's great.
But in the north, it's really hot. Yeah, it's the one you know.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to explain how wedding goes, and also is arranged marriage kind of common?
Normally in the cities, we get married after the education is completed. So usually it's after undergraduate degree or master's degree, or PhD degree, per se. And the normal age would be around 25, 26 for boys. So in most of the part, although still the arranged marriages are there, and but parents are becoming more considerate towards their children, and it's more common to ask their children like whether you want to marry this girl or guy or not.
Also, the wedding culture, like when you come to the wedding, I think it's pretty huge. It's like a festival for us.
Yeah.
Because like people think Pakistan is a very conservative religious country, but if you go to our marriages, there's nothing religious about it. We dance, we party, we do like so much. It's so much fun. My brother got married last year, and that was the best part of best time of my life.
I am a Hindu, so our weddings range from different regions like differently. But in my family, girls get married between 22 to around 28, which is a wide range. But our ceremony lasts for about a week, and not just one ceremony. We have various ceremonies on different days, and both families have different ceremonies. And on the last day, we have a ceremony together, and it goes like we have a dinner first, and then we have the main the marriage occurring, where the bride and the groom take 7 rounds around a fire, signifying they'll be together for 7 lifetimes together, because we believe in reincarnation. And yeah, it's a lot of food, a lot of fun. It's a great time to meet people because our families are huge. We have in our weddings at least 400 people come.
In Malta, it tends people, especially in the younger generation, seem to be getting married later. So it's not uncommon for people to get married from between 30 to 40. 40 may be a bit extreme. So let's say from 30 to 35, 36 would be the most common age. But the weddings don't have some really big traditions. They tend to be more similar to many European weddings. We will have the ceremony in the church, if the couple are religious, which nowadays seems to be less and less. And then followed by a big reception. Usually there'll be food and maybe alcohol, and people will stay partying, until they feel like leaving, really. I think the real wedding then will be the honeymoon after, between the husband and the wife, where they usually tend to travel and do at least a week traveling to lovely places.
In Uganda, getting married is really driven by a lot of things. First of all, religion. Second, level of education, which is really the biggest factor these days. And whether you have a kid or not. The average age for educated people now, for women it's around 25, because normally girls graduate from college when they are like 21, 22, and then they have like 3 years of work, and then they get bored, and then they get married. And then for guys, it's around 28 or 30. And if they are really educated, like they went to get like a master's or PhD, they care more about their career and this kind of thing, so they get married really late, and they end up getting married around 35, and some men up to 40. We have 3 kinds of weddings. So the biggest one is across the whole country. You must have this one. It's called like Okwanjula in Uganda, Okinjira in the west. This is where the man goes to the girl's place and introduces himself, and surprise, surprise, he still pay dowry. And it's really expensive. Really expensive. Probably why kids are not, the reason why kids are not getting married. The richer you are, the more dowry you pay, and the richer friends and the richer your families are, so you get a lot, in return.
Where's the must visit place in your country?
So Malta is, although it's a really, really small country, there is so much to see over there. I think it's an amazing place because there are things to do for any type of person. If you're a family with children, there's many cultural places to go visit, like the capital city of Valletta or the old capital city of Mdina, which are just steeped with culture and beautiful architecture. There's for the younger generation, so let's say want to go out and have a good laugh, there are many bars and clubs all over the island, which is a great place to go and have a great night. And then probably my favorite are for the adventurous type of people. There are loads of secret spots, secret places to hike where you can just go and get lost, not see anyone for hours, and just keep on walking and walking through beautiful scenery, either by the sea or in the countryside. It's steeped with different possibilities.
The source of the Nile, that is where you have the big fish, the tilapia, one fish like this, you have it at around $1. Yeah, they're really exceptional. And the weather, of course, is really, really nice. Yeah, the source of the Nile.
If you are a kind of into mountaineering and adventure and beautiful sceneries, you should definitely visit the north of Pakistan. The three major mountain ranges, I would say Himalayas, if that rings a bell, they are in Pakistan, the most of that part. K2 is in Pakistan.
That's nice. Yeah. I would like to mention about the traditional places. Like in Pakistan, there are so many different big cities, and each city has its own food street. And the name of the place itself is called Food Street. So if you want to try local food, you have to go to these food streets, and the food is incredibly cheap and incredibly delicious.
In India, I would recommend everyone to go visit is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. They are beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous, and if you are very careful, you can also see a few of the tribes over there that still exist. And as long as you don't, of course, try and communicate with them because they like their own space, but it's just beautiful. That's one of the places I keep wishing I have to go back.
이번 영상이 좋으셨다면
좋아요.
구독
눌러주세요.